Hello, I'm Tyler, this is the Imaginary Axis, and I've been spending a lot of time in the comment section recently. I'm really doing my best to respond to as many people as possible, and I want to let all of you know that I really appreciate your support, but I won't always be able to respond to everyone. There are a lot of people out there with a lot of things to say, and sometimes it's just hard to hear everybody, but I'm not the first person to ever have that problem. On September 22, 2011, the United States government opened up a special webpage for petitioning the White House. It's called We the People, and it operates on a fairly simple set of rules. If you want the government to do anything, all you have to do is register for an account and type it out. Your petition is then sent to a page where other visitors have 30 days to sign it, and if it receives 100,000 signatures, the White House will respond. Easy, right? Well, if 100,000 seems like a lot to you, you can blame the Star Wars fans. Because the website used to only require 25,000 signatures until the US government had to publicly explain why they would not build a Death Star. According to the White House's official response, the administration does not support blowing up planets, and they have reservations about spending so much money on a machine that can be destroyed by a one-man starship. Can you blame them? The battle station is 160 kilometers wide, and its surface is composed of quadrillions steel, which is, you guessed it, an unobtainium much stronger than any metal we have on our planet. And even if you wanted to match that with Earth steel, it would still require 31,052 square miles of metal, weighing around 1.5 quadrillion pounds. And taking into account the price of steel in today's market, those numbers aren't pretty. In fact, that's about 5 times more than all the money we have on Earth. And that's just the surface. In 2012, the popular economics blog Centives estimated a Death Star made entirely of steel with a density similar to that of a modern warship would cost around $852 quadrillion. But we just don't know if that's how the battle station was designed. The truth is, we don't know a lot about the Death Star. We don't know what the inside was made of or even how much of the volume was in use. But that's okay, because even if we started mining and producing the surface steel today, it would take 5,234 years before we actually completed it. But we wouldn't run out of material. In fact, we probably have enough to make about 2 million of these. But in the meantime, maybe it's best to focus on staffing. The Death Star was known to have 1,179,293 full-time staff members, including crew, troops, pilots, gunners, stormtroopers, and ship support staff. If each person were only making minimum wage, it would cost the Empire over $17 billion a year to pay all of them. Not including food, water, or toilet paper. In fact, the amount of toilet paper the Death Star uses annually would almost be enough to wrap around the entire circumference of the Earth. 10 times. And we just don't have those kinds of funds. Or a super laser. So maybe we should tackle the question from a different angle. How much would a Death Star cost for its services? Assuming you already had one and wanted to make a few extra bucks, what would be a good asking price to make a galactic body disappear? Well, it would most likely depend on the target. In many cases, it would probably be fair to ask for at least a little over the net worth of the body itself. Is it an asteroid filled with carbon? A moon used for mining silver? A planet of platinum? Well, maybe. That'd be quite the payday. Or would it? The numbers we use for these things are relative. The reason things like platinum and gold are worth a lot of money is because we don't have a lot of them available. And while there are other factors that go into the price, in general, the rarer something is, the more you can charge for it. For example, in the mid-1800s, Emperor Napoleon III was known to occasionally host elegant banquets in which the guests would eat off of golden plates, while his plates were made of aluminum. It made sense at the time because aluminum was harder to get. Today, not so much. So if we had easy access to a galaxy of materials, and there were entire planets floating around out there made of platinum, what would happen to the price of platinum? It's really hard to say what would be worth a lot of money if we had access to 100 billion planets. Maybe gold is still worth a lot? Maybe wood? Cheese? Strawberries? Well, there is one thing that we know will be valuable, regardless of the circumstances. People. People are important. Intelligent life is sacred from a human mindset, and it should always be treated that way. So if someone paid you to blow up a civilized planet, how do you measure the price of civilization? What's the value of a person? Well, unfortunately, there are answers, but no one seems to be able to agree on them. According to reports, a rookie hitman in the United States will charge anywhere between a few $100s to $25,000, and professional assassins can reach $800,000. Government statistics in Spain have recorded contracts as low as 20 euros, and in Argentina, even a higher profile target only costs around 4,000 euros. That's really the price of life to some people. This isn't a joke. Some people really think life is worth more in the United States or less in Argentina. Some people really think life is only worth 20 euros, a few dirty words, or a family feud. According to those people, destroying a planet like Earth should run about $192 billion. And while I appreciate the idea that some professional assassins out there think the Earth is worth more like $5,700 trillion, I think I would have to go with priceless. And not just because I've lived all my life here, but because I have family here, and friends, and you. And I always appreciate talking to you. So, until next time.